Why do the Stranglers record in Brussels?
A, because the studio is a good studio, it's as good as anywhere else in the world.
Yes.
B, if you're going to live in a place for 1 or 2 months, you might as well live in a place where you can eat okay.
Yeah.
And Brussels, you eat better than even in Paris or somewhere. Thirdly, Brussels is a very important area in Europe because it's right on the cultural divide between North and South, Nordic, Latin, Protestant, Catholic, sort of industrial and agricultural, agrarian.
Flemish and Walloon.
Flemish and Walloon. Yes. It's a real frontier town.
Do you mean that you even picked up sources of inspiration here in Brussels?
Well, you're bound to if you keep all your senses open, tous les orifices, yeah, everything open, you're bound to assimilate some of the influences, especially if you're living in a place, you know.
Now, as for the cover notes, there are some very rich words on the cover. For instance, you claim to feel a bit concerned about the prostitution of sound going on these days. Could you be a bit more specific about that?
Well, there is a lot of prostitution of sound. People aren't right. People are losing the song, the concept of the song. You remember what a song was?
Well, the Beatles made some, I think.
Well, a few other people have written songs as well, apart from them. But a lot of people are missing out on songs these days. The technology is taking over the song. So we wanted to right the imbalance, redress the imbalance.
Did the Stranglers rediscover the song as a means of making music?
No, we rediscovered sculpture.
What do you mean by that?
Well, our songs aren't songs. That's why that might sound a bit odd. Our songs aren't songs, but they're not. They're sculptures. Sculptures in sound.
Can't you recognise a sculpture when you hear one?
Well, that's a bit hard. When I see one, it's possible. But what's the difference between the influence of street noise and the influence of music in someone's ears?
Well, most of today's music will induce a headache.
Street noise will.
And no, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Street noise will tell you not to cross the road at a certain time, otherwise you'll get run over.
Oh yeah, it can be practical, something like that.
Very practical.
Why do lyricists like the images of Lewis Carroll? Alice in Wonderland style?
Zijn dat nou die jaren,
Because
man?
they're all into little...
Nee, je me doks!
The Stranglers.
Oh, excuseer, meneer de Stranger.
For a living.
Maar word je daar dan niet toe van al die balschant te spelen? Met zoveel lawaai altijd.
Come again?
Can you speak up?
Moet je dat nou echt blijven doen van een vrouw?
She doesn't think very much of it at all. Does yours?
No, not at all.
No. Probably because we haven't got any.
Yeah.
Gullen wilt me maar lachen, hè. Allee, kom maar uit maar een keer zien in een filmpje zo wat dat je kunt verrood. Kom.
We're going to show you a bit of sculpture, okay? In fact, we're going to ram it down your throat. Jumma.